Hi crafters, Sue Wilson here today, and I'm going to show you how to do a double aperture card. Now this one is using the basic set A from our California collection. So I'll show you the board so you can see it. And then for the floral element, we're using the faux quilled blooms. There you are. And the stamped sentiment is coming from our Sincere Sentiment stamp set by Creative Expressions. Okay. Now I've gone ahead and done a little bit ahead of time because there's a lot to do on this card, and I have taken a piece of decorative paper, and you can use any paper you like for this. I just happen to have a little bit of a swirly pattern in my craft stash, so I've used it today, and I've cut the largest size of the set A out of that once I've covered it with a sticky self-adhesive sheet. So I'm just using the leftover bit for my aperture. So I'm going to bring in my micro beads. And we're just going to get this started and peel the backing off of that. And that will reveal our decorative paper with the sticky backing on it. There we go. I'm going to pop this into the microbead container here and get it all covered. Let's check it and see if we've missed any spots. A couple of spots there. Pop it back in. And that looks, oh, one more corner. So you can see I've just added a bit of texture to a decorative paper. And this works really nicely too if you've got a paper that's got a very bright pattern and you want to kind of just subdue it a little bit too. The microbeads add beautiful texture for that. So I'm just rubbing away any excess beads. All right, set that to the side so we have that part finished. Now, on the next step, what I've done is I've stamped our vintage swirl stamp. This matches the California collection, so you can use it with all the dies there. And I'm going to cut the center of that out. So we will use the third one down here, and that should line up absolutely perfectly there. We'll tape it into place. Let's get a couple pieces of tape there so it doesn't move around. And we'll do some cutting. Put that onto our cutting mat and our plate on top of that, and we'll run it through the machine. All right. That right out. Now I have a piece I can use later. We're not going to be using it on this card, but you can save this for another time. And take that off of my tape, and we'll put it back onto our magnetic sheet because that's the best way to store your dies. And we can use that removable tape later. So you see how beautifully that cuts. Absolutely perfect, the center out of that stamped image. Now, I do have one that I've done earlier because I wanted to add a little bit of mounting foam to the back of that. So I'm going to center that over my sentiment that I stamped in embossed in gold and just get the back peeled off of this. I've used some mounting foam for dimension because this is a nice card to give you that kind of reverse look. Rather than building up your layers, we're looking down into our aperture. And I'll center that over the sentiment, so let me just kind of lean over a tiny bit so I can get that straight. There we go. So you can see that right through the opening. Okay. Now, I've got the background here that I prepared with a little bit of a golden cream-colored mat, so I'm going to go ahead and put that into place. And I think, let's just make sure we're going to line up really nicely here. I'm going to hold that right where I want it. I have to lean over once again. That looks pretty good. And now I'm going to take the backing off the mounting foam that I've put onto this piece already too. I do like to get the dimension built up onto my cards. I think that's really, really pretty. It adds interest too, I think. We will just lay that right over the top. Once again, I'm going to lean in just a little bit, but you can see how nice that lines up. Gives you a really pretty look on your card. And then I've done a background piece with some pearl-colored PVA glue dots around it. So we're going to go ahead and finish off the background like this. Center that in between all my dots for a nice pretty frame. Give it a good little push. And the faux quilled blooms, we're going to add those on with, let's use some glue dots for that. And I've also tied a little metallic baker's twine bow, because I think sometimes a ribbon is too much, but you do need kind of a little bit of something extra. And since we've got our gold on this card, I thought that would be perfect. And we have a few flowers here. Now I've created these just by cutting both the left and the right facing flowers and gluing them together and offsetting them. Really simple, not very difficult at all. And put this one down here. Love the flowers, just love the way they look on the card. And one of the things about this particular set is that you get 20 dies with it. So you've got so many there, you can make flowers all in one go. Sometimes when you want to use a lot of flowers on your card, it is a lot of cutting, and it does take time. So I've hoped that this will cut down the time-consuming nature of your flower making. We'll add a couple more on here and finish it up. And I just love to have them kind of cascading down my card. I think it's so pretty. Pop this one into place, and I'll show you the beautiful finished detailed card. So you can see you're looking down into your aperture, so it's nice. You've used a larger size and then a smaller size down to your sentiment, and it really draws the eye in. I think it's really stunning. Hope you've enjoyed the video.